morning, everyone. Before we begin our service in just a few minutes, you are welcome to offer incense at this time. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's Sunday service. I hope all of you are doing well. We were not here in the Hondo last week, especially for those on YouTube wondering where a live stream was last week. We were not live because we had our Mochitsuki last week. I know some of us were here bright and early and spending a good amount of time here at Temple last week, putting together some really good sweet rice cakes for the New Year last week. Today is also our final Sunday service of 2025, so we welcome you all here to this morning's service. We have our Certified Minister's Assistant, Arturo Rubio, officiating today's service. We are going to begin this morning, in addition to the bringing of the Kansho, which you just heard by Minister's Assistant Yukari Williams. We are going to continue with silent meditation led by Sensei Arturo. So please put your hands together in Gassho.
Be calm, heart of mine, and remember Namo Amida Butsu. Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandat, 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 Namandat.
All right. Will everyone open their service books that's in front of you to page 34? We will be chanting Juseige.
Gagon Chosegan Ishimu Jodo Shigan Fumanzo Seifu Joshoga Kao Muryoko Usai Shobingu Seifu Joshoga Gashi Jobundo Yosho Chojipo Kukyomi Shomon Seifu Joshoga Ryokujin Shonen Joe Shubongyo Shigumu Jodo Isho Teninshi Jinriki and Aiko Fusho Musaido Shoujo San Kumyo Kosai Shuyakunan Kaihi Chiegen Meshi Konmo An Eisoku Sho Akudo Zudazu Zen Shumon Koso Jomanzo Iyodo Jipo Nichigaden Shujuki Tenko On Pugen Ishukai Hozo Koseku Doku Ho Jo Daishu Tokushu Tokuhon Ganeshin Yoman Toku Isan Gayo Nyobun Mugechi Judadmi Fusho Gangaku Eri Toshi Saisho Son Shigan Yakoka Daisen Okando Koku Shotenin Touchin Myoken Namandabu 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 Ganishikudoku Byodo Seisai Dohon Bodaishin Ojo Andrako. Kansho, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandabs, 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 Namandabs.
All right. At this time, we will now listen to a Dharma message given by Certified Minister's Assistant Arturo Rubio.
Good morning, everyone. Perfect timing. I'm gonna need all you Dharma kids. Come and sit in front here if you can. I'm gonna reading a story, so you wanna be close for this. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Who has heard about the Jataka tales? Anybody? Okay. Greg, what are the Jataka tales? Uh-huh. The previous lives of the Buddha before he was born as Siddhartha Gautama and then eventually became enlightened. His previous lives, were very varied. Some lives he was a monkey, sometimes he was a king. What's that? A king, a prince, a tree, all kinds of beings. This particular book is called I Once Was a Monkey, and in this book, the Buddha is inside a cave and he's telling stories to several animals that are in the cave. There's a monkey, a dove, a jackal, a turtle, and a lion. I believe those are the animals in there. So he's telling them stories. So in this particular story, the Buddha is a tree. So he's narrating the story. The title of the story is The Deceitful Heron. Heron is a bird, kind of like a stork. And the Buddha says, I was then a willow tree on a hill. On one side of the hill was a small pond, on the other side a large clear lake. It was toward the end of summer, and it had not rained for many weeks. The pond was drying up. The many fish and the one red crab that lived there were crowding one another as they swam in the muddy water. One stifling hot day, a black heron flew by. He noticed the many fish in the shallow pond. How he wished to eat them all. He went and stood on one leg in the middle of the water. Curious, the fish approached. What are you doing in our midst, Heron? Are you thinking of making a meal of us? No, I just feel sorry for all of you in this warm, muddy puddle when you could be living in the large, cool lake over there, said the heron, gesturing with his beak in the direction of the hill. But how can we know if a lake truly lies beyond that hill, asked the skeptical fish. I could take one of you to scout the lake first. Then he can come back and tell you all about it, the heron suggested. Oh boy, what do you think is going to happen? Let's see. A tough old fish volunteered to go with him. The heron picked up the old fish with his beak, flew over the hill, and let him drop into the cool water of the lake. The old fish swam under the lotus flowers and scouted around the edges of the lake. The bird told the truth. The old fish saw the abundance of food, and he was satisfied. The heron took him back to the muddy pond to report the good news. After hearing the old fish's description, the whole school decided to move to the lake, just as the heron had expected. The old fish was the first to go. The crafty heron picked him up with his beak and flew over the hill. But instead of putting him in the lake, he flew straight to me, the Buddha, the tree. He dropped the wriggling fish in a notch between two of my branches, and he tore the flesh off the poor creature until only bones were left. So we started eating the fish. One at a time, the unsuspecting fish from the small pond were carried to me and devoured by the heron. The foot of my trunk gradually disappeared under a heap of bones. You can see them right here. Now only the crab was left. It's your turn to move to the lake, the heron said to the red crab. Let me pick you up with my beak. The red crab was suspicious. He devised a plan to protect himself. I am all ready to move, heron, he replied, but my hard shell will hurt your tongue. Let me hold onto your neck with my claws. I kind of know where he's going. All right then, let's go, said the heron. Again, the greedy bird flew straight to my branches. Why are we here? Cried the red crab. I'm going to eat you up, chortled the bird, just like the others. Not so fast, said the crab, tightening his grip on the heron's neck. Take me to the lake right now, right, or I will snap your neck. Loosen your claws, shrieked the heron. I will fly you there. As soon as they had landed at the lake's edge, the crab squeezed his claws hard on the heron's neck, killing the villain. Then slowly he made his way into the cool water, weeping all the while for his lost friends. And the Buddha continues, I witnessed this awful thing with pain, but being a tree, I was held down by my roots and could move only with the wind. I swore that I would strive to be born as an animal in my next life, so that I could help defend weak creatures against deceitful ones. There was silence in the cave, except for the sniffling of the dove, who was crying softly. It was wrong of the heron to have tricked the fish, said the lion. I would not have acted dishonestly even if I was hungry. He deserved his fate. In life, said the Buddha, there is no reward for untruthfulness. If you trick others and are cruel to them, they will behave the same way toward you in the end. The poor fish, said the turtle with a sigh. I understand why they wanted to move. I would like to be in that cool lake right now. So let's go back to that sentence that the Buddha said. I swore that I would strive to be born as an animal in my next life so that I could help defend weaker creatures against deceitful ones. What does that remind you of? Helping defend weak creatures. The golden chain. Yes. If you remember, in the golden chain, it says here, I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. So was the heron being kind and gentle to every living thing? Nope, definitely not. Was he thinking pure and beautiful thoughts? First thing that came to his mind was, I'm going to eat all this fish. Was he saying pure and beautiful words? He was literally just lying to the fish. Was he doing pure and beautiful deeds? Nope. He was eating the poor fish. So very, very important to always be truthful and be kind to others. Please join me in Kansho. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandabs, Namandabs, Namandabs. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei Arturo, for your Dharma message on that Jakarta tale and being able to connect it to the golden chain. All right. Will everyone please rise? For the Gatha, we will be singing With Grateful Hearts. It can be found on page 151, and it will be followed by the reading of the Three Treasures on page 91. Everyone, please turn to page 91, and we will read the Three Treasures. Three Treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves our supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Kansho. Namo Midabutsu. Namo Midabutsu. Namo Midabutsu. Namo Midabutsu. All right, you may be seated. All right, at this time, we are going to be celebrating our December birthdays. So if you do have a birthday here in this month of December, you are welcome to come up and offer incense and then stay up here. Is there anybody else? No? There you go. Thank you. All right. Go ahead and tell us your name and then your birthday.
My name is Kira, and my birthday is December 30th.
My name is Lynn. My birthday is December 9.
Happy birthday, and we are now going to sing happy birthday to our Dharma friends. You are welcome to pick out a birthday gift as well over here. There's too much to choose from. All right, while they're picking their gift at this time, are there any announcements? Yeah.
Hello, I'm Ann Ong, and I just wanted to remind everyone that the Temple New Year's party will be on January 18th, and the bento order form is due on December 29th. So please submit it online or send it to the temple, and we'll process that. And it's by pre-orders only, so please order ahead. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lorene Ota. Back there is our lovely Ruth Voorhees, 102 years old now, I think. Her residence is up in North County, and we've been giving her rides. But in January or February, her residence will move to Spring Valley. So we're looking for safe rides for her to and from the service. Also, I am the Well Care Chair, and so if you know anybody in the temple that needs, you know, like a visit or flowers to send or a little, you know, food, let me know. Thank you. You could put a note in the Well Care box.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Lisa Umukubo. I'm just making an announcement. If you have any recipes for our recipe book that we're going to be putting together for the 100th year next year, please email them to me, or you can give them to me. I think we could accept them up until like maybe mid-January. If you have a personal story or a picture that you want to go with it, you can also submit that as well. Thank you.
Good morning. This is the annoying proprietor of the Obonigan shop, and it's December, towards the end of the year. I just wanted to thank everyone who continues to donate your unneeded Japanese sorts of things for our shop, because it funds our scholarship fund, and we've made, I don't know how many, but many tons of money. Okay. And it's because of your generosity. So if you have something that fits under the broad category of Japanese things and still has some power, some life in them, please remember, Obonigan shop, just bring in the temple, write that on there, and the next sale that we'll have will likely be bazaar. I don't know. It's whenever I can get you people together to help me put up the shop. But if you've ever been in it, you know it's a lot of fun. It's certainly a lot of fun for those of us who to contribute to it and to help our kids who are going to college and all the other people. We support other people like the MAs who go to special conferences too. Okay? Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Karen Okuhara, and I just wanted to let you know that if you ordered tamales, they are here and ready for pickup in the annex after service. There are some extras, I understand, so if you didn't order, there might be some pork, chicken, green chili, and cheese tamales available. So on behalf of the BWA, thank you for all your support and happy holidays. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Margot, your friendly brittle lady. I have a couple special surprises today. Can Jason Smith and Kira come up to the front, please? Come on. Come on, Kira. Is she still here? Oh, okay. Okay. In celebration of the unofficial ugly Christmas sweater contest, I've awarded Jason Smith as the ugly Christmas sweater thing. Thank you. And then Kira, I understand she's a wonderful artist, and she drew the friendly brittle lady selling her brittle, so which we still have some more to sell. Thank you, Kira.
I guess I have to give a speech now. I don't know, there's so many people I'd like to thank for this award. I'm just kidding. So there's a scam seminar going on today after service downstairs, and I highly recommend you stop by not the conference room, what do we call that where we have the food? Hospitality, so that you can pick up some cookies, because we brought a ton of cookies, and they're all homemade and they're super good. So stop by hospitality, get some cookies, and then go on over to the conference room for a nice, succinct scam seminar that I think will be fun and educational for everyone. And also, thank you so much for this recognition.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Nice to see so many of you here today for our service. I have several announcements. First off, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out for Mochitsuki last week. Everyone did a wonderful job of making mochi for the new year. We made over 1,000 pounds of mochi. It's about 1,100 pounds of mochi. And so our day was spent from the time I got here, a few of us got here at 4:30 a.m. to get started. And then by 6 o'clock, everything was running like very smoothly until, so everyone from the Dharma school students who were helping with grinding mochi, and for the ladies who were shaping, and the guys who were helping cooking and so forth, and the pounders, and the cutting and shaping and packing and selling. It was all great. Everyone worked so hard together. We really appreciate, Temple really appreciates everyone's help. So thank you with that, and we look forward to everyone's participation for Mochitsuki next year, which will be on Sunday, December 13th. Also, let's see, now I forgot what, oh, we have, there's no service next Sunday. We have a temple cleaning day starting at 9 a.m. So if you could bring your buckets and rags, and if anyone has like handheld vacuums, cleaners will be vacuuming the pews and doing other cleaning around the hondo and downstairs on the main floor, and getting the temple ready for the new year, which will be on January 1st. And then also our year-end activities include the Joyaya service, the year-end service on the 31st at 6 p.m. So everyone's welcome to attend that service. And then we'll be having our traditional toshikoshi soba noodles after the service. Oh, and then everyone will have a chance to ring the Kansho bell after the service. And then those of you who are brave enough to travel out to Shelter Island later that evening at 11:30, we'll be having the Joya no Kane, or bell ringing ceremony at the Friendship Bell at Shelter Island, and that begins at 11:30. And then on the 1st, January 1st, will be our first service of the new year at 10 a.m. So everyone's welcome to attend. And then the Dharma family services will resume on January 4th. To kick off, well, we've been having a lot of activities for the temple's 100th year celebration, but to kick off, officially January 1st, the temple has this beautiful commemorative calendar that this will be distributed to all. Right now it's going to be distributed to all dues paying members. So if you are a temple member who has paid dues in 2025, please see me and I'll get you your calendar. It's very colorful, a lot of photos, shows the history of the temple from its infancy through the 21st century, and then the first 25 years of this era. So please pick up that calendar. And then finally, thank you to Arturo for being the Dharma leader today, and sitting across from him is Reverend Sterling Davenport. Reverend Davenport will become our new resident minister beginning January 5th. So please introduce yourself. So please introduce yourselves to Davenport Sensei. He'll be floating around today, and welcome him to our friendly temple. Okay, thank you.
Hi, sorry, one more quick announcement. On Sunday, January 11th, we have a special screening of a film by Roy and PJ Hirabayashi. Many of you might know them as founders of San Jose Taiko, and they'll be sharing their experience with the 52-year career they've had with teaching Taiko and the Japanese-American experience of Taiko and our community. So we invite you. It'll be at noon in the annex, and we'll send more information out shortly, but just wanted to let everyone know that you're welcomed.
All right, doesn't look like there are any more announcements on this announcement-filled Sunday, this final Dharma Family Service of 2025. So we are going to, first off, want to say thank you to Sensei Arturo for officiating today's service. You like my father just mentioned, Reverend Sterling Davenport joining us today. We also had some of our other ministers' assistants and our MA team helping out today, including Reverend Sharon Sasaki and Certified Minister's Assistant Yukari Williams, whom the latter rang today's Kansho. And I also want to say thank you to Ong for providing our music today. So with that, that is going to complete the Dharma School portion of today's service. And so with that, the Dharma School students and their teachers are excused to offer incense and head down to their classes. Thank you.
And now we will have the adult portion of the service, and we will start with the Vandana and Sarana, which can be found on page 96 of the service book, led by Arturo Sensei.
Please join me from the top where it says leader. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kie Butsu. Namo Kie Ho. Namo Kie So. Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandav. Namandav. Namandav.
And now Arturo Sensei will give us the adult Dharma message.
Good morning again. Here we go. Please join me in Kansho. When I deeply contemplate the transient nature of human existence, I realize that from beginning to end, life is impermanent like an illusion. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandal, Namandal. The sentence I just read was written by Master Rainier Shonin and is, as you may well know, from his letter on white ashes. This small fragment encapsulates a teaching that is central to Buddhist thought. Everything changes, nothing stays the same forever, everything is impermanent. Impermanence is one of the three marks of existence. These three marks of existence describe the true nature of ourselves, everything that surrounds us, and everything we experience. Buddhism teaches us that understanding that all phenomena have these three characteristics is a vital step on the path to liberation from suffering. The three marks of existence are: 1. Impermanence. The Buddha taught that all things are impermanent, that all things inevitably cease to exist. Our denial of this reality is a fundamental cause of our suffering. Number 2, suffering or dissatisfaction. Everything that we experience is marked by a quality of suffering or dissatisfaction, from extreme pain to a dull sense of unease. 3, no self. Neither we nor anything else has a solid, separate, and independent self. Everything is the result of infinite causes and conditions. Today, I would like to focus on the first mark of existence, impermanence. When Siddhartha Gautama went out of his palace and encountered old age, sickness, and death, he realized the impermanence of life. That prompted him to seek a path that would lead him to an answer or solution to the impermanence of life and the suffering that came with it. Siddhartha practiced intensely for 6 years and finally completed his journey to enlightenment. Upon reaching enlightenment, Siddhartha, now the Buddha, discovered the fundamental nature of reality and the interconnectedness of all things. It is said that he also achieved the ability to visualize all his past lives, a complete understanding of the workings of karma, and a thorough understanding of human nature. In the larger sutra, Shakyamuni Buddha, while expounding the teachings to the Bodhisattva Maitreya and a large retinue of devas and humans, explains the emotional effect impermanence has on human beings, referring in this specific case to the loss of a loved one. The Buddha states, "The reality of birth and death is such that the sorrow of parting is mutually felt by all generations. Parents cry over the deaths of their children, children cry over the death of their parents, brothers, sisters, husbands, and wives mourn each other's deaths. According to the basic law of impermanence, whether death will occur in order of seniority or in the reverse order is unpredictable. All things must pass, nothing stays forever. Few believe this, even if someone teaches and exhorts them. And so, the stream of birth and death continues everlastingly." The parable of the mustard seed illustrates the sense of loss that a parent experiences when a child dies. In this story, Kisa Gotami goes to the Buddha, pleading to him to restore to life her dead son. As a result of the Buddha's skillful means, in this case using mustard seeds as teaching tools, Kisa is eventually able to understand and accept the loss of her son as the embodiment of the law of impermanence, and at that point leaves everything behind and joins the Buddha's monastic order. Regarding change, Shinran Shonin focused more on the aspect of what we unsuccessfully attempt to modify in ourselves. He taught that we, ordinary foolish beings, Bombu, cannot fundamentally change our own flawed selves through self-effort. We are just too full of defilements, greed, anger, and ignorance. Instead, our true change or awakening comes through fully relying on Amida Buddha's infinite wisdom and compassion, awakening Shinjin, and assuring our birth in the Pure Land. From Shinran's standpoint, change isn't about self-improvement, but about realizing that we are already fully accepted just as we are. The change is in our perception. We realize that we don't need to strive to become perfect, because Amida embraces us just as we are, imperfect beings. But imperfect beings that we are, we do struggle to accept change, both consciously and unconsciously, as we go through life. Take the holiday season as an example. So many things happening, so many things that need to be done, and as each day goes by, we get closer and closer to transitioning from an old year to a new one. So definitely a lot of change going on. Raise your hand if you've ever felt stressed or sad during holiday seasons. Yeah, it happens. Definitely happens. Sometimes we just feel somewhat of a sense of unease at ending a year and starting a new one. Each person experiences this season differently. And it doesn't really matter if you're Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, or even if you don't practice any religion. For a lot of people, this season represents many things that are very special, but at the same time, it may bring up a sense of sadness, unease, or loss. Some of these symptoms fall under the umbrella of what specialists call seasonal affective disorder, SAD, which is a type of depression linked to seasonal changes, most commonly starting in fall or winter, when there is less sunlight and usually lifting by spring or summer. Other symptoms may include low energy, social withdrawal, and a loss of interest in activities, apparently caused in part by disrupted internal clocks from the reduced light. In my case, I can say that for many, many years, every holiday season seemed depressing. When I became a teenager, things started changing in ways that I couldn't really understand or explain at the time. I just felt blue every holiday season. I think subconsciously I was just struggling during that change, that transition from childhood, a period full of fantasy, magic, and wonder during the holiday season, to the stage of becoming an adolescent. The years went by, and even after leaving adolescence behind, I continued to feel somewhat ambivalent about the holiday season every year. Eventually, I got married, and then we had our first two kids, spaced pretty close to each other. The first 15 years of our marriage, my wife and I didn't have a very cordial relationship with my parents, due to a variety of reasons. Needless to say, holiday seasons during those years were very, very awkward. And even though I enjoyed seeing my kids so happy and excited each December, deep down, I always felt that there was something missing, that I was missing out on what I saw in other families, with extended families, children, parents, grandparents, all coming together and enjoying the holiday season. When Arturo Jr. was born in 2007, he caused a whirlwind. It was like he came and caused a full reset within the whole family. We all just put the past behind. Having a new baby in the family brought everyone together. And we have all been very close since then. Only then that I really, really began enjoying the holidays. Looking forward to the season, feeling content, feeling settled. It's still painful to remember how things were for such an extended period of time, so many years. I see that as the perfect example of dukkha. Not an extreme level of pain, but this dull, nagging sense of unease. The sense that something is just not right. It makes you think how in most cases you really don't have a lot of control of how your life goes, and how resisting change, good or bad, is the source of additional pain. Sometimes things change so gradually that we don't really notice. It's only when we turn around and take stock of all that has happened in our lives and in the world in the past that we truly see impermanence in action. In his book, Ocean, Ken Tanaka, discussing impermanence, shares an excerpt from a piece titled For All Those Born Before 1945, which appeared in the June 1995 Gardena Buddhist Church newsletter. The excerpt has the following remarks. We are survivors. Consider the changes we have witnessed. We were born before television, before penicillin, before polio shots, frozen foods, Xerox, plastic contact lenses, Frisbees, and the pill. We were before radar, credit cards, laser beams, and ballpoint pens. Also, we were before pantyhose, dishwashers, clothes dryers, electric blankets, air conditioners, drip dry clothes, and before man walked on the moon. We got married before and then lived together. How quaint can you be? We thought fast food was what you ate during Lent. For us, time sharing meant togetherness, not computers and condominiums. A chip meant a piece of wood. Hardware meant hardware. And software wasn't even a word. Back then, made in Japan meant junk. And the term making out referred to how you did on your exam. In our day, grass was mowed, Coke was a cold drink, and pot was something you cooked in. But we survived. What better reason to celebrate? The excerpt I just read illustrates how surprising it can be when we turn around and look at our past and inevitably say, wow, how things have changed. It also illustrates that change is inevitable, whether we like it or not. Now we are inching closer to 2026. I have really enjoyed the holiday seasons these last 18 years, but I still feel a bit sad each time as I say goodbye to a year, thinking about all that I have experienced during those last 12 months, good and bad. Not to mention that I feel a little older. It's like saying goodbye to an old friend, and there's always this sense of wonder at what the following year has in store for us. I read an article written by a Buddhist teacher in which he discusses Buddhism and seasonal affective disorder. In his article, he gives 3 tips to getting through mild symptoms of stress, anxiety, or sadness we may experience during the holiday season. 1, surrender to the form. During these times, it's helpful to let go of our feelings and surrender ourselves to the form. By form, he means doing what needs to be done, like work, doing things around the house, being with friends and relatives, even when we feel like being alone. 2, create daily rituals. Create a list of daily tasks that need to be completed. Have a make the bed ritual, a feed your pets ritual, a water the plants ritual, an empty the litter box ritual, etc. And 3, give thanks. He reiterates that in Pure Land Buddhism, the act of thanksgiving is embedded within the Nembutsu chant. When practitioners recite Namo Amida Butsu, they express gratitude for all that they have already received. And he states, in my own practice, I chant the Nembutsu several times a day. When my SAD is at its worst, the chant helps to break negative thought patterns. It also makes me less reactive to challenging situations that might occur. So to conclude, we need to be mindful that change is inevitable. Good or bad, our resistance to change at a conscious or unconscious level in many cases leads to more suffering. May our practice of the Nembutsu make us more accepting of impermanence and fill our hearts with hope as we prepare ourselves to enter a new year. Please join me in Gassho. When I deeply contemplate the transient nature of human existence, I realize that from beginning to end, life is impermanent like an illusion. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandat, Namandat, Namandat. Thank you.
Thank you, Arturo-san, for your holiday message on how to deal with it. And now, please rise for the Gatha Ondokusan, which can be found on page 128. su be shi shi shu chi shi ki no ondokumo hone o kudakite mo shasu beshi. Please be seated for final meditation. I get first happy, oh, go ahead, music meditation. Also going. Happy sun return. Today marks the solstice, so the days will be getting longer and the nights a little shorter until mid-June when it reverses, and then we'll come back to this point again. So the cycle of life. And as the sun shines upon the earth, awakening into growth the seeds that lie dormant in the soil, may the light of wisdom shine into our minds and truly awaken us to our ignorance, and by this insight stir us to strive for a life of deeper understanding and enlightenment. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. And you're welcome to offer incense and then go down and pick up your pre-ordered tamales, I believe, and join us for the seminar on scams that are going around and cookies in the dining room.